I wasn't going to raise the fact that you got kosher dildos and butt plugs. I would ask her, are you wearing one now? And then you tell me, you have a butt plug right now?
May I answer?
Yeah, go ahead, Mr. Butt Plug.
May I answer? Okay.
Do you have a model called the Holiness?
Well, are you going to interrupt me or can I answer?
No, go ahead. You've got fair time. No one will say I took over time. Go ahead.
Well, that was my worst nightmare on a screen. Alex Jones and Rabbi Shmuley on the same show talking about butt plugs. Lots of fun. Let's hear more.
Let's talk about the reality. You just said that the Jewish people battle pornography. You're the guy on Howard Stern doing all this wild stuff. You're the guy in videos you release yourself. It looks like your grandson or some kid that you're table dancing on, grinding on him. You're grabbing, I think it's your granddaughter's or a little girl's breast. You're talking about my penis on air and just now that my penis is small and all the rest of this stuff. And you're sitting there, are a famous guy for being, let's just say, wild. I wasn't going to raise the fact that you got kosher dildos and butt plugs. I would ask her, are you wearing one now? And then you tell me, you have a butt plug right now?
May I answer?
Yeah, go ahead, Mr. Butt Plug.
I don't know what to say about this, John. Like, I don't know why this is happening. I don't know why this is a thing right now. I feel like this is not something anyone deserves. I feel like it's wrong.
Yeah.
And, I just feel like Alex Jones facilitating this conversation is terrorism. Okay, like he's terrorizing my earlobes.
Yeah,
my eardrums.
I heard that little like lilt in your voice that Anna's about to do like a sassy joke. So I wasn't sure exactly where you're going. Yeah, I don't. There are characters in the like political rhetoric sphere that I am not familiar with. And the Rabbi Shmuley is not one of them. I'm not a Howard Stern fan. I'm not an Alex Jones fan. I mean, why is this happening? Well, partly I would say is because Alex Jones, who had been successfully relegated to the darkest corners of the internet, was sort of raised back to prominence by Elon Musk taking over Twitter. So that's one of the reasons this is happening. Also, Alex Jones likes taking this as an opportunity, and not just him, Candace Owens pops up in this story as well.
Yes.
To pitch this guy as being some sort of pedophile as a way to smear Jews in general as being pedophiles, because Alex Jones, like a lot of right-wing media personalities, is deeply anti-Semitic. So that's one of the reasons.
You think so? I mean,
Alex Jones,
I don't know.
Global elites guy. Yes, he generally very much feeds into anti-Semitic conspiracy theories.
Yeah, that's a decent point.
And meanwhile, by the way, I love that Alex Jones suddenly is capable of thinking that it's weird that you're being sexual with your kids, but for decades, as Donald Trump is saying the weirdest possible things about his kids, Alex Jones has never had a problem with it.
Okay, look, I feel like I'm not prepared to comment on the story now that I think about it, because like, is there any evidence of Rabbi Shmuley being sexual with his kid? By the way, Rabbi Shmuley is an awful
about
person.
This guy.
Period. He's an awful person. I don't like Rabbi Shmuley. I don't like Alex Jones. I
don't know who he is. I'm just saying that's what Alex Jones said about him, but does not mind when Donald Trump does that.
So Candace Owens does make an appearance in this story because Rabbi Shmuley and Candace Owens have been in a bit of a tiff, a conflict, if you will. Candace Owens, because of her conservatism, had attacked Rabbi Shmuley for owning a sex toy company. She finds that immoral. Shmuley and his daughter have been going after Candace Owens over her commentary about the war in Gaza. He's been pretty vicious toward her, and Candace Owens brought up the whole sex toy situation and then also referred to his daughter as a hag. And then they tried to pretend that the word hag is anti-Semitic, which it's not. Hag is not an anti-Semitic thing, okay? Hag, you can say, is a sexist statement or word to use against other women, but it's not anti-Semitic. It's not something that is saved specifically for Jewish women.
If it is, I've never heard of that connection, but I guess it's not impossible. I'm not familiar with it.
You can't just claim suddenly that a word is anti-Semitic because you don't like the word being used against you. Like
yeah,
that's
I'm
what's
just
happening.
saying. There are terms that are thrown around that if you actually dig into the origin of them, they have origins that people have forgotten.
Right.
I am simply saying I can't rule out because I don't know that it has that origin. I've literally never heard that connection made before.
So Shmuley apparently went on a press tour with a former Playboy bunny. Oh yeah, Pamela Anderson. She was a former Playboy bunny, to discuss the dangers of porn. This was back in 2016. And he's written many books on the topic of sex in relation to Judaism. And most recently, Shmuley became the chairman of his family-owned sex product company known as Kosher Sex, which does not sound like a good time. But nonetheless, there's a post of him on Instagram, holding a box that says Kosher Sex on it. He also says in that picture caption, so proud of our brand new Kosher Sex products, kosher lubricants made in Israel. We are making marriages hot and intimate, passionate and monogamous. Kosher sex is the future of all human relationships. Make love and war?
Why do you have to fit that in? They're donating money. If you continue, there's a thing about donations, I think, to soldiers or something, but.
Okay, great. Lots of American-based sex toy companies that you should buy your sex toys from, not this one. The company sells a wide variety of products that encourage sexual intimacy in the spirit of Judaism. In addition to the kosher lubricant, products sold on the site range all the way from erotic gels and serums to dildos and vibrators.
Okay.
So that was what Candace Owens, part of what Candace Owens attacked when it came to Rabbi Shmuley and his daughter. Now, Alex Jones also brought up this video that Shmuley released over the weekend, where he dressed up as a Candace Owens Jew for Purim.
What?
So I don't
understand the Candace Owens aspect of this.
You're supposed to dress up in costumes and stuff for this this event, right? And so I don't honestly, I think what he did here in dressing up I'm personally disgusted by it. I don't think he should have done this. I'm not even Jewish and I'm disgusted by it.
I just don't understand that the Candace Owens part of that. But yeah, I'm confused by a lot of this story actually. We live in a weird world, inhabited by weird and kooky characters sometimes.
Why does Rabbi Shmuley get the attention he gets? Is he really a rabbi?
I have no idea. Again, I don't know that I've ever heard of him before today. I would assume he gets the attention because he does stuff like everything that you've said, which draws attention.
I mean, I'm paying attention to this.
It works.
This is insane. So
it works.
So Alex Jones is clearly not a fan of some of what Shmuley's up to. He writes, "You have clearly had a nervous breakdown. You go around starting fights with people and then flip out when they respond. For the sake of your family, seek help." I can't believe that Alex Jones is coming out as the slightly more reasonable one in this conversation.
And also helping to normalize therapy.
Yes.
But I also love that he's like, you go around starting fights.
I know.
I'm old enough to remember when that guy stormed our set at the RNC, by the way.
I know.
And we didn't have any dildos as far as I know.
I mean, as far as I know, yeah. And then
I didn't check everyone's pockets or anything, but.
So Shmuley decided to not seek help and instead fight fire with Jones, hitting back in his counterattack during this debate. Let's take a look.
You are divorced and remarried. I applaud you for being remarried. Do you know why people get divorced? You know why people get divorced, Alex. It's the loss of desire. It's the loss of sexual connection. I wrote an international best-selling book called Kosher Sex. I could not be more proud of it. I hope all of your viewers will buy it. It's about husbands finding erotic desire in their wives so they don't have to go to porn and all this filth. And some couples, if they need the novelty items, I don't care what they are, if in order to keep the spark alive so that monogamy does not become monotony. See, that's one of the reasons that my Christian brothers and sisters, evangelicals, real God-fearing Christians, not like you who hates Jews, bought the book in their millions and tens of millions. You're bringing up butt plugs and all this other disgusting stuff. I didn't discuss your pee-pee. I said that you disgraced, whatever you think about Michelle Obama, who are you to say that she's a man? Stop the misogyny. Why do you hate women so damn much? And then you defend Candace Owens, who's going after the first lady of France, saying that she has male genitalia. You guys have a sick obsession with people's genitals.
This has twists and turns.
I hate everybody involved. Like
I mean, he makes some good points there.
I know. Like you got Alex Jones making the good point about seeking help, get therapy, right? I agree with him on that. So it's like, okay, Alex Jones is the slightly more reasonable one in this like stew of terrible people. But then Rabbi Shmuley comes in and like, does Michelle Obama a solid.
Yeah, that was nice.
Yeah, and calls out Candace Owens for speculating that Emmanuel Macron's wife is a man. Like
she said she'd stake her entire reputation on that. She was so sure of it.
Candace, what are you doing?
Shmuley is right. They are obsessed with other people's sex lives. That is true.
But he also owns a sex toy company and he seems pretty obsessed about the sex lives of married couples.
Well, sure, no, but that's not the same. That's not the same thing.
Let's address, this is very important to address. This is very important to address, very important, okay? The reason why you get married is so you don't have to have sex anymore. Okay, I'm just kidding.
Her book on sex, not best-selling, it turns out.
Obviously,
it's also only a couple pages long.
Obviously, I'm kidding. Every time my husband comes up on the show.
So can you phrase that at least slightly differently?
And we don't need any toys.
Anyway. Don't demonize toys. Also,
no, toys are great if you're into toys. I'm just saying some people don't need the toys. Some people are satisfied without the toys.
Even Shmuley fit in a like, don't talk about disgusting things like dildos. And I was thinking, you sell them. Why are you calling them disgusting?
Exactly.
Which is fine. They should be sold. Like that's not objectionable. Yeah, him selling it and writing books about it. Like I don't want to read those books, but that's not being obsessed with people's sex life in the same as those who are so obsessed that they want to legislate the sex lives and shut them down.
I agree. I totally agree with you on that. Yeah, look, I have no problem with him owning this sex toy company. I don't think there's anything nefarious about it. I don't think there's anything immoral about it. I find Rabbi Shmuley's insane defense of Israel's war crimes far more offensive than anything that he has to say or sell with his, sex toy shop.
What about the gels and serums?
I don't even know what that means. What serums? Like now there are serums? It just sounds too complicated.
You clearly haven't read Kosher Sex.
I haven't, and I don't plan to. But what are the serums? Like
I don't know. It's some sort of warming liquid, I'm sure.
Lube?
No, maybe it has that effect. I don't know. Don't make me like Google this. I don't know.
Don't create new categories for lube. Lube is lube, okay? Just keep it simple. Keep it simple. I don't need serums. Doesn't make sense in this context.
Can I throw out one other thing also? In terms of the hypocrisy, he's like getting down on this guy for selling his gels and his serums. You wanna go browse over to Alex Jones's merch shop and see how many ground up bits of like giraffes and gorillas you can get that's supposed to make your ding dong work better?
Didn't Alex Jones get caught like viewing certain porn? Like accidentally was like scrolling. I
remember that vaguely, yes.
Yeah, I mean, look, if we're gonna start judging people over what gets them off, I just don't throw stones if you live in a glass house.
Yeah, especially a guy who so recently has gotten so worked up over the prospect of eating someone's leftist ass. I don't know if he should be throwing around accusations
Why did he say that?
Overly kinky behavior.
Why did he want to do that?
Because Democrats support the destruction of the global economy, which will result in widespread famine, which will result in people.
So he wants to reward them?
No, he's saying that if you do this and succeed and we end up not having food, I'm going to eat your leftist ass. That's what he said.
Exactly, so he wants to reward them.
It's going to be more violent than what you're picturing. That's true, that's true. Is that in the book?
I will eat your ass.
Thanks for watching The Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.